Yeah. Yeah. So we met up shortly with a boat here, Flying Fish.
Yeah, Georgetown, we crossed over to San Salvadore with them.
Yeah.
Kind of with them. They can't sail on the same angle as we do, so
Yeah.
they left before us, and we got there before them.
But they were within radio
Yeah.
distance, and we could see them, you know, on the horizon. So that, to me, I don't know, there's just something about having another boat out there. Like, we had a little problem when we were crossing. I don't know if I've talked about our crossing from Redshanks. I think I did. It was a little hairy just because I flew in so quickly and all that. But we had a boat approaching us while we were out in the middle of the night. It was what, about 2 a.m.?
Something like that.
Yeah, 1 or 2 in the morning. And there were 2 boats out there that, you know, appeared to be following each other.
Yeah, I had to take evasive action because hindsight, I think what happened was I assumed they were buddy boating. So there was 2 boats, and they were traveling pretty close to each other, which I saw them in plenty of time, and I hailed the boat, and we were in communication and came up with a navigation plan, you know, to avoid collision. Several miles out, so it was fine. The other boat did not follow. They kept on their course. It actually started heading towards us.
Yeah.
Would not answer the radio. They were not on AIS until very close. I'd say within a half a mile or even closer. I had to start the engine and basically take evasive action. It wasn't that close, but it was too close for comfort.
It was close enough that we could see the
bow wave.
Yeah, the bow wave of the boat, which was at night.
Yeah. So it was within, I'd say we came about an 1/8 mile with each other. He finally popped up on AIS so I could hail their actual name.
And then after a couple of times he answered.
Answered the radio. And he sounded pretty groggy, so what I think happened was he was sleeping. He fell asleep. Maybe he was dozing or whatever, but when the other sailboat left, or when the other boat left, he picked up on us. So he saw, you know, the other light, and he started following us.
Yeah, like
but
he didn't.
He was really erratic in his navigation, especially when after I hailed him. I mean, he turned around 180 degrees and then kind of came back towards us. Still wouldn't really hail us on the radio. This was before that, and I had woken Beth up at this point, and I was about ready to go completely dark, turn off AIS, all navigation lights. I mean, he could still pick us up on radar, but it started feeling like he was maybe going to harass us. You know, we can't outrun a power boat, but
yeah, it was weird.
It was very strange.
But once he kind of, like, I think got his bearings and, you know, woke up and figured out what was going on, he turned around and headed the other way, and we never heard from him again.
Yeah,
so
he apologized. He said, sorry, bad navigation, but he sounded very, you know, he sounded groggy. So I think he was asleep and woke up and just started following us, assuming we were the
same boat, yeah. So anyway, it'll be the first time we've sailed without... my point of all of that was that we knew Flying Fish was out there.
Yeah, and they could hear the conversation.
And they could hear the conversation, and we were able to, you know, touch base with them. And so, I don't know, it's just, there's something nice about having a boat out there that you can communicate with. So, we're headed out this time alone. I can already see on AIS, though, there's like 3 or 4 boats out here right now. So, it is a decent weather window to go the direction we're going, so I have a feeling that we will have company out there, so that'll be good. So we're on our way to ultimately to Turks and Caicos, but we're going to take a stop at Mayiguana, which is a little over halfway there, about 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah, it's most of the way there. Right now to Mayiguana is about maybe a little under 30 hours, 25, 30 hours, 65, 70 miles.
Okay.
And so from Mayiguana to Turks is about a 10-hour sail.
Yeah. So you may have remembered me talking a couple of weeks ago about a buddy boat that that we spoke to, Stargazer. This is a Canadian boat. We met them in Georgetown. They came over to the boat in Redshanks, responding to a post that I had made on the Georgetown Cruisers Facebook page, looking for buddy boats to south, to Grenada. So they came over, really liked them. They have a lot of, David particularly has a lot of experience, and Brandy too. I think she said she's been sailing they've been on that boat for 5 or 7 years. So anyhow, he's made this route, or made this trip in the past, and is kind of very familiar with the best way to make this actually really difficult trip between the Bahamas and Grenada. So anyway, we're really excited about possibly traveling with them, and then right before I left to come home for the wedding, a weather window opened that they couldn't pass up, and they left. So AJ did some work on trying to find another group. He did find another group.
Found another group, and
they left unexpectedly also the day I got back.
Most of them are already gone by then.
Yeah, either the day before I got back, and they headed off to do a modified I-65, which is an all offshore trip. And let me just tell you, we are so glad that we did not go on that trip.
Yeah, we were part of the WhatsApp group for the group that was, everybody that was traveling south the I-65 route, and
their weather window did not hold out.
No, they got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, there was one boat that limped into the anchorage with broken engine, a problem with their mainsail, a problem with their lazy jacks. I mean, there were quite a few bumps and bruises in that trip. Luckily, everybody made it, but they definitely have got some significant boat maintenance to do, and probably some significant confidence building to do after that trip. So I am so grateful.
Yeah, that might have spoiled some of our passage making for Beth if we would have done that.
Yeah, it was bad. Reading the text that were coming in and out from these guys, I mean, it was a brutal sea out there, just like right. I think everybody that messaged at one point described it as riding a bull. It was rough. So anyhow, we're going to take what we hope will be the thornless path, and take it slow and easy. And that's one of the things that we really liked about Brandy and David, is that they're not in a hurry. They go when the weather is right. They have a really strong understanding of the weather. They have a strong understanding of the passage. So I think it'll be a great learning opportunity for us as well. So they are doing some boat work, and they're going to be at least a week finishing that up in Turks and Caicos. So we decided, again, we'd stop at Mayiguana for a day or two, check that out, and then head on down to Turks, so that we are staged and ready when the weather window comes through. So that's our day. This will be about, what'd you say, 30 hours?
Yeah, 25, 30 hours.
Yeah.
It's should be a pretty decent sail, knock on wood.
Yeah.
The wind angle will be going into the wind a little bit. Not quite as on the beam as we want, but it's still doable. The sea state looks good. The wind looks
yeah,
good.
The sea state looks fantastic right now. However, when you're sleeping in it, it was awful.
A pretty miserably rolly anchorage the whole time we were here.
Yeah.
But the only catch to this passage is it looks like the Cape, which is the amount of energy in the atmosphere that can produce thunderstorms. So it looks like that may be picking up tomorrow afternoon. So we may get some thunderstorms at the end of our trip. which is not fun. But there's so many variables in planning passages that you're never going to have everything perfect.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. So we decided we're okay with it. We may change our opinion after tomorrow. We'll see. But
Yeah.
here we go.
AJ just made the comment about there's so many variables. I think that's the one thing that I didn't really understand. Like I get that, you need the wind to go.
You need the wind.
But there's
speed, you need the wind angle.
oh my God, there's so many things. Like you can't get there from here. There's so many times that we look at things and go, you can't get there from here. Yeah. Between the wind angle and
the sea state.
The sea state, meaning what the wave height is, and the second interval between the wave heights, those are pretty significant things that you have to look at, other than just the way the wind is. Because you can look at the wind and go, oh, no problem. It's going to be a great sail. It's a little forward of the beam. It's 15 to 20 knots. That'll be great. And then you look at the sea state, and it's 4 to 6 foot waves, and they're like 2 seconds apart, and
6 foot's okay.
Yeah, it's like
it's on the edge of being comfortable.
Yeah.
But the interval, if they're close together, you're just bashing in the waves.
Yeah, you're just doing this with your nose down in the water every
Washing
time.
the
So
sails.
anyway, it's just a lot to look at, and apparently that is the biggest problem with where we are going. It is not really the season to go where we're going. It is much more preferable, I think, to work your way up. So I mentioned the I-65. I think the preferable way to get to Grenada is to go off the coast of, Virginia or higher.
Yeah, start at Bermuda and just
head to Bermuda
in
November, and then head straight south until you get to like the Virgin Islands or Grenada, and then you take a left and you turn in, and that's the most wind friendly, boat friendly passage. It's like 14 days, I think, because a buddy just made it this past season, I guess, and I don't think it was November. It might have been early December. And then work your way from Grenada up to the Bahamas. In hindsight, might have made more sense. But anyhow, here's where we are. You can get there. You just have to be incredibly patient. And you may have a little bit of rough seas along the way. So we'll let you know when we get to where we're going, or if something exciting happens on the way.
Hopefully not too much excitement.
Yeah, hope not. But anyway, you guys will see what we see.
Bye.
Bye. Doesn't feel like it? Okay. It did look like it though, didn't it?
I have my life jacket on.
Okay. You want it? Okay. Shit. You want me to adjust the angle of the wind a little bit?
it starts backwinding, we'll feel it out.
Wait, why are we not doing that? Why are we not furling?
Because I want to see if we can do it without furling it in. Second base, if they do not do that. Because furling it is a huge pain in the ass for me because we have to partially furl it and I have to put it on the back wind. We're in the conversion to do that. Let's see, let's do 100 degrees. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
just as that wave, as we hit that wave. But yeah, so this is kind of the conditions right now that we're in. See if I can get a better angle with this camera. Hold please. Alright, that should be pretty much on the horizon line. But yeah, it's definitely sporty out here. I do not want to do this for 30 hours. So hopefully the wind will shift soon. It's 12:18 now. I think AJ said the models will be about, sail there. The model said about 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock should be much better.
Yeah, we might see a little bit of that flocking around in the wind. And, I mean, we knew it was going to not be the best angle today. Actually, tomorrow would have been way better. But the possibility of squalls increased pretty significantly tomorrow. And we don't want to be in that either.
We're going to be in it.
Looks like we're going to be in it anyway.
As of this morning's weather report.
Okay. All right, great. Well, we got a little bit of rain off to the right there, off to our starboard side right now, but small. Doesn't look like too much. All right, AJ's just clipped in to our jack lines we got put up. He's coming around to close the window. We've zipped it shut. I'm going to snap it shut because we're taking a lot of waves. Just on the bow, but want to make sure we're not taking water in the boat. Things get
Now we need a fish.
right.
We're still hauling ass for being this close to the wind.
Yeah.
6.5 to 7 knots.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really good. We're almost clear of San Salvador.
It's a bumpy ride, though. We have 24 hours left.
Yep.
Alright, guys.
Hi.
Back. We have finished dinner.
Yummy.
Cleaned everything. Yeah, I'm not going to go as far as to say yummy, but the salad was good, and then we had some odd brown mush that was okay. But anyhow, here, let me change glasses. We have finished dinner and cleaned up, and now we're getting ready to head into our
night sail.
Yeah, our night sail. So we're about a third of the way.
Yeah, we've been motoring for the past 3.5, 4 hours. The wind shifted directly on the nose. So we turned the engine on and we're heading as east as possible. So to give us a better angle, we're getting ready to put the sail up. We should be falling off the wind about 40 degrees.
We hope.
Which should be saleable. Right now we're actually about 30 degrees on the wind angle, so that should be definitely saleable when we fall off.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to sail through the night is what we're hoping to do.
Let's see. You can see the sun setting behind my shoulder here. Looks like it's a pretty sunset. It's been fairly clear. Looks like up ahead of us, I can't see it now, but we have close to a full moon, which will be nice. Keep it a little light out here. There is some possibility of some squalls kind of starting to ramp up tonight and into tomorrow. So
tomorrow, I think.
yeah, hopefully we won't see much of that. But anyhow, yeah, been a little frustrating.
Wind angle was not as forecasted, not even close.
No, and the swells were actually pretty significant today too. Like, I think you saw earlier on the video, we were like, diving into
We're bashing into waves.
some waves, and then it calmed down for a while, but it seems to be picking back up a little bit. So
Yeah, the interval is longer, so we're not bashing as bad.
Yeah.
Right up and down them.
yeah, but there are definitely some pretty large swells.
They're building, I'd say 3 to 4 foot right now.
Yeah, I might say more than that, but anyway. All right, well, we will touch base in the morning, and hopefully we were able to sail close to our destination at a better wind angle, and then we'll just have a couple hours to go once we get through the morning.
Yeah. We fished the whole way, we didn't catch nothing. Not even a fight.
Nothing.
So we'll throw
Again.
one out again tomorrow morning.
Not unusual.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll throw 2 lines out tomorrow,
Yeah.
so we'll see. Depending on what the weather's doing.
So we should be putting the sail up here shortly.
All right.
See ya.
See you later. Okay, guys. So we got the sail up and readjusted our direction a little bit. We're doing 6.5 to 7 knots,
Which is pretty good.
which is actually really good. We are still a little off course. AJ just said on the current course we were gonna like hit Samana Cay, which is not good. So we're having to adjust a little bit.
Just adjusted a few degrees. We should be all right, maybe.
About what time should we be getting close to that?
I don't know.
Might be nice to know that. Like, is it gonna be in the middle of the night?
I'll figure it out. 11. No, I don't know.
Okay.
I gotta do the math.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, we are up and sailing.
Yeah, we got all 3 sails up. Nothing's reefed, just everything out, and we're doing so about 5.5 to 7 knots. Just depends on the gust.
Yeah, and where we
but
are.
we're sailing, so that's good. I did not want to motor the whole way. And
Yeah, wind's about 14. If it stays that way, that would be great. Hopefully we won't see it pick up in the middle of the
yeah,
night.
15 or under would be good.
All right, well, again, we'll check in the morning or in the middle of the night if there's something worthy of checking in. We'll see you tomorrow.